constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty. A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules. America was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy or of one-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language. By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our principles of government. That is a summary of my report on a constitutional republic, not a democracy. The full report after a message from my sponsor.
Democrats to tell pollsters what they were going to do on election day and talk about, lowering the temperature. This is one way that we can do it, where at least voters will feel like you've heard them say, talk to me about stuff I actually care about. And that can be talking about January 6th in a normal way, or it can be talking about what Medicare for all would mean in a normal way.
Judge, you know who else said that, Jessica? Stalin.
That's not true.
Check it.
I will in the break, but I'm pretty sure.
Judge Janine.
The Democrats say that democracy will die if the Democrats don't win tomorrow. What the Democrats want is one-party rule. What the Democrats want is for Republicans to never win again. What the Democrats want is to despise the 74 million Americans who voted MAGA or voted for Donald Trump. They hate other Americans that live with them in the same country. My belief is this: if Republicans don't win, law and order will continue to be out of control because of the Democrat policies that we are experiencing, especially in New York State. If the Republicans don't win, it will continue to be the end of free speech, as we saw with big tech and the election in 2020, when they wouldn't allow us to even talk about Hunter Biden. If the Republicans don't win, then it will be a threat to democracy, because it will be the end of education, where teachers believe they should be able to trans our kids and talk about 1619 without our knowing about it. And finally, they want one-party rule, which is evidenced by their repeated degradation of anyone who isn't a Democrat. That's what's at stake. We're not looking for one-party rule.
Really?
The Democrats are
what
looking
Democrat
for...
do you want in charge of something?
No, right now.
No,
Jessica,
tell me. What Democrat do you like?
Let me finish. Joe Biden is the president. So that's not one-party rule.
In 2024?
I'm talking about tomorrow. I don't want to go through this. Right now, we've got a president who's a Democrat, and most Americans believe that the power should be split between Democrats and Republicans. What the Democrats want is they want a Democrat House, Senate, and Oval. And that's brought us nothing for the last 2 years.
You know what Democrat I like?
What?
You, Jessica.
I'll count on your vote when I take that turn.
Massive mistake that you need to know about. 5 months ago, the U.S. Census Bureau came out and they admitted to miscounting the populations in 14 different states. Now, you might be asking yourself, why didn't the media cover this? Well, let's take a look at the states. The Census Bureau admitted to overcounting Hawaii, Delaware, Rhode Island, Minnesota, New York, and Massachusetts, while at the same time they admitted to undercounting Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, as well as Illinois. Isn't that interesting? All of the overcounted states voted blue in 2020, while 5 out of the 6 undercounted states voted red. And this has massive implications, because the census determines how many seats in Congress a state gets, as well as how many electoral votes they get. Meaning that if this mistake wasn't made, it's entirely possible that states like Texas would have gained an extra seat, while states like New York would have lost an extra seat. However, despite the Bureau having officially admitted their mistake, well, there's nothing that can be done right now, short of a Supreme Court challenge. Do you think this was truly done by mistake? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more.
Will the military aid continue? Can you assure that it will continue in the future?
Well, we're working with Ukraine, and we want other countries to work with Ukraine. When I say work, I'm referring to money. They should put up more money. We put up a lot of money. I gave you anti-tank busters that, frankly, President Obama was sending you pillows and sheets. And I gave you anti-tank busters, and a lot of people didn't want to do that, but I did it. And I really hope that Russia, because I really believe that President Putin would like to do something, I really hope that you and President Putin get together and can solve your problem. That would be a tremendous achievement. And I know you're trying to do that.
President Zelensky.
Plant, I believe. Buddy about to get wet. Plant, I believe. Buddy about to get wet. Plant, I believe. Buddy about to get wet. Questioning that you are committed to working with this committee. You'll excuse me if I find those words ringing incredibly hollow. I had to subpoena you as chairman of this committee. I really didn't get anything. I've written repeated letters, either with no response whatsoever or a non-response response. It's one of the reasons, and I'm very grateful to all the whistleblowers that are coming forward to various committees, to various members, people of integrity within your organizations, blowing the whistle on the corruption at some of the highest levels of the FBI. First question, do you commit publicly that the FBI will not retaliate against those whistleblowers?
Senator, we will not retaliate against whistleblowers. I take the protections that are in law and regulation of whistleblowers extremely seriously.
Good, we'll hold you to that.
There was just a shocking development in the Jeffrey Epstein case, which took place over in the Virgin Islands. You see, it's no secret that Epstein, prior to his suicide, was using his connections to politicians, business leaders, and celebrities in order to exploit young girls. But it seems like his influence actually extends beyond the grave. Because you see, less than a week ago, the Attorney General for the U.S. Virgin Islands filed a giant lawsuit against JP Chase, accusing them of reaping massive financial benefits from Epstein's sex trafficking operation, as well as for failing to report Epstein's obviously suspicious banking activity while he was still alive. However, wouldn't you know it, within just 3 days of filing that lawsuit, the Attorney General was fired. The governor for the Virgin Islands kicked her out, saying she didn't have his permission to sue JP Morgan. And just as an interesting aside, this all took place at the very same time that Joe Biden himself was in the Virgin Islands for a holiday. What do you really think is happening behind the scenes? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more.